Hello everyone, very good evening. Can you guys see me? Very good evening, Ritik. Very good evening, Nilanjan. So we will wait for 2 to 3 minutes more audience to come in. Then we will start our session. Very good evening, Deep. Hello, Sarath. Very good evening, Anand. Very good evening, Ekta. Very good evening, Aradhya. Okay, so now I think we can start. So let me know first again that you guys can hear me clearly or not. Okay, thanks everyone. And once again, very good evening. And I hope you guys are now very excited to start this new journey with me. By the way, I am very excited to take you guys to this new module. And I hope that you enjoy this session. And I want everyone to be more interactable. Wherever they think that they want me to repeat some of the concepts, I would appreciate that you guys just start typing comment here or there is one more option they have told me, which is raise the hand. So, like before saying anything about the topics, anything else, I just want you guys to feel comfortable while writing your comments, or like whatever you want to ask. You can just raise hand as well. I'm happy to like answer your questions. If I do not have any answers for your questions, I will definitely write that question in my copy and then come back to you on the next day. So, so that's all I want to tell before before telling these things, before starting this our session. So I hope that I heard that like you guys have started, you guys have already done the basic part, and everyone was like when the technical assessment or the team was telling me that you guys are very dedicated and you guys have done everything on time, and they want me to like keep the expectation at the same level. So I'm also very excited to know about what you guys have learned from the first modules which you have already completed. Like I think you have guys have already completed the basic of JavaScript, some of the like data structure part. Am I right? Ah, okay, great. So that's nice to know that, because before going into the next level, because once we if we want to create a building, we have to first create the base. And I think Java learning about JavaScript and data structure, that was the base. And I think you guys have already completed that course and so that means you guys have already completed the base. And now in this modules, we are going to create one building on top of that base. And that building, we need to think in all the ways. Like as a builder, if you are going to create a building, you have to think about the design, you have to think about the materials, you have to think about a lot of things, right? So that's what in this particular modules we are going to discuss all these concepts. Like once we are ready with the base, now what are the applications where we are going to use these things? So that's what we are going to see in this particular next sessions, right? Okay, so before moving further, I would like to know like how many of you are students, or let's talk about, let's create a poll there. Like some of them are like, I think you guys are a student and some of already working in some of the organizations. So let me create the like poll here for A and B. So let me see how many options are there. Okay, so there are four options, I think A, B, C, D. So like whoever in the college, they are doing the college, they can put for A. Who are already doing their job, they can go for B. And who has just completed the college, or just looking out for job or just started, they can click for C. Yeah. So let me start this poll for 30 seconds. Okay, so I think this option is only for, I think we can only select the answers here. One. Actually, I'm still a little bit new to this platform, so trying to understand these things. Okay. I think we cannot create the poll for that. Okay, that's fine. So you guys just tell me like whatever, like in the comments, I will read about it. So like a lot of things are saying that like Ashwin he's right now in the college, right? And Suraj, that's all. Okay, career break, that's great. Okay, working. Kunal is saying he's working right now. Tanisri is saying he's working right now. Okay, changing career, that's great, Sarath. Neelu is there. There. So it seems to me like the audience we had right now out of 49, so most of them are like have completed the college or are in the college, right? And some of them are right now doing the jobs as well. So that's very great. Like you guys have thought about to taking a new course, or some of them are saying they want to change their career. So I would say that this is the promising career right now on the web development. So that you guys are, I think, doing the right thing. And yeah, so Deep is saying he is already working as a web developer. Great. And some of them are in final year student BCA, right? Okay, so I think yeah, I got the idea that the most of the percentage which we had here, they are in the student, and some of them are right now in the doing the jobs, and some of them are right now are like completed the BTech or any of the course like BCA or any of the other degrees. So I think yeah, that give me good idea about how can we talk further about it. Yeah. So now let me first share like some of the my journey with you guys, and how I started. Yeah, Deepak, that's what I was trying to do next. That let me tell you guys about myself, how I started this IT industry, and then what are my challenges and what are my learnings, which I want to share with you guys also. Like right now, you guys already in the college, so very soon you guys are going to face the IT industries, right? So let me share the slide and let me know when you guys are able to see it. Let me share the screen. Let me take this option. Okay, so let me know, are you guys able to see my screen? Whatever slide I'm sharing? Okay, thanks, Nalin. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, so I have done BTech as well in computer science, and I have completed my BTech in 2017, and my college was GLE University Mathura. Uh, and as you can see that it's not a tier one college. It's a, if we say about, it comes between tier two to tier three. Right now they are continuously evolving, so they could that the college could come very soon in tier two as well. So I have passed out from in 2017 in the JL University Mathura, and from there I joined like in when I was in college. So I got two placement. One was like Abizone, that was in the startup organization that was in Noida, India. Like Noida, it was in Noida, and another offer which I had, which was from IBM, right? So IBM was like not calling at that time. So I thought to join Abizone, and uh, because see, once you join any organization, you definitely going to learn a lot of things, right? So that was my thought as well. Like rather than staying in my home, I should, because I already had an offer and they are calling me after just finishing my college. So I thought to join Abizone there, right? And and one good thing I want to tell you that if you guys do not have any like big company package like Google, Netflix, and these type tier one organization, I personally feel that everyone should start working from a startup organization, because once you're joining any startup organization, uh, like they will give you a lot of things in your plate to finish, right? So comparing to MNCs like IBM, Infosys, they just they have big organizations, right? They have a lot of people, like in millions they will have, right? So what they do, they have their specific domains. Like somebody is working on Python, somebody is working in other domains. So you will not get a lot of chances to work on many things. But as a fresher, I personally believe we guys should be taking a lot of things in our plate, because if we are going on many things, if we are doing many things in 1 and 2 years, that will definitely take your career graph to like exponentially. It will increase your like career graph exponentially, and as well as on the salary side, it will increase your graph exponentially. So that's what I personally feel that everyone, if they are not getting any like tier one company, they should definitely try to go for uh, like uh, the startup organizations. And once they are working in the startup and like 1 year, 1 year or less than 1 year, they can just simply move to any other organizations as well. So that's what I did also, because I already had two offer. So I joined Abizone for 8 months, and after that I joined the IBM. So let me share my experience while I was working in Abizone for 8 months. So that was definitely not good experience, because in a startup, as I was saying you, that they will give you a lot of things. But yeah, in starting, it will feel like like you are exhausted, they are taking a lot of things from you, everything you are doing only. But I think at the end, when I left that organizations and whatever I learned, and when I was using that same experience in other organizations, I feel better that I know all these things which people does not know who has joined these MNCs. So that was the later what do we say, later feeling which I had for Abizone. But yeah, when I started my journey in Abizone, so they have given me to learn PHP. See, in my college, I was just fully working on Java, right? Like I was doing the computer science degree. So in computer science, they teach a lot of things, right? But in the programming side, they have taught me mostly Java, right? I have made some of the projects in Java as well. But when I joined Abizone, they have directly given me work on PHP, right? PHP, and there was some of the PHP CMS as well. Right now, they are also like public. If you guys are aware of WordPress, Drupal, Magento, these are some of the PHP CMS. When I say CMS, these are the CMS. CMS means customer management systems, where what they do, they provide you all the like pre-built things. You just do not need to do coding. All the things are already available in front of you. You just need to drag and drop things, and then like your website or web pages are available in front of you. And so that's what the CMS all about, right? But so they have told me you have to learn all these things. They have just given me 1 week time, and they have told me to learn PHP, JavaScript, CSS, and Java, HTML5 as well. So these four things they have given me, and apart from that, they have also given me one template, which should be responsive. If you guys are aware of responsive, it means one. So these are some of the terms which you guys should be aware of. The responsive means the web page, which the same web page, same code should be. If we are opening that web page, it should be good. It should be good looking in the desktop as well as on the mobile as well as on the tab, and if there is other dimensions as well. So that's called responsive behavior. So they have told me to do all these things in like after giving me only 1 week, right? So you can see that how much task they are giving you at the first week only, right? After completing the first week. But yeah, they have also assigned one good mentor to me, and he has told me he always motivated me. So that was very nice thing. But yeah, I started learning on all those four things. And the true thing, the right thing is that I haven't completed everything, I haven't learned everything, right? How can we simply in 1 week learn everything, right? Which is the four different languages. So what I did, I just started following some of the tutorials from the internet, or somewhere from the YouTube, or from the connecting with my mentor as well, which everyone is assigned. And in 1 week I was ready that much, so I can understand the code. Whatever whatever they have done, I can understand the flow, right? So that's what I did in the 1 week. And I think when they have given me the page, so I was able to complete in, like, they have told me that the deadline in the 7 days, but I have completed it in 10 days. But they are okay with that, because after completing it 10 days, there was not so many flaws. There were some of the flaws. I'm not saying I have tried it first time and it was perfect. No, it's not like that. There was still some flaws. So, but they are happy that because I am able to understand what they are saying. They are saying me that this particular CSS is missing here. You should apply these things, right? I was able to understand that. So that was the good confidence that I have built up. And that confidence will, when they have given me again the second chance to complete this, or next things, I was like very easily doing all these things, right? So that was like my experience while working on Amazon. And apart from this technical knowledge, see, while we are working on, while we were studying in our colleges, so at that time we do not know a lot of things about like Git, Jira, or communicating with clients. We are just presenting our things to our teachers, right? And they are also sometimes like, okay, that's fine. You are giving that, that's fine. There is no priority things, right? But while working in the IT industries, you guys should be knowing that there are some stakes, like the money is involved in many of the projects. So you guys should be presenting things very carefully, and trying to always communicate or acknowledge things whenever your client is asking. And you're learning about Git, like I'm sure that you guys are already aware of Git from the previous sessions, like where you were learning about the JavaScript part. So I'm sure that you guys are aware of that. If not, then let me know. I will just talk about Git as well later, and something about the Jira as well. So Jira is just for managing the tickets or tasks. The managers of organizations, they just simply use it just for like assigning tasks, how much time you needed to complete this task, and they do that. This is some IT industry things, which once like all the professional people here, they already are aware of that, and very soon you guys are also going to join, and you guys will be knowing about it. So that was my experience while working with Everzone. So I learned the technical things as well as the non-technical things. And after that, I joined IBM there. So in IBM, it was totally different experience. So in IBM, they have given me 2 months training. See, in Everzone, they have told me 1 week complete all these four things. In the IBM, they have given me 2 months training, and in that 2 month trainings, they again told me to learn about the Java. They have given that whole 2 months training in Java to me, and after completing that training, you guys won't believe when they deployed me in the projects. Now they told me now you have to work on the Node.js. So as you can see that I started with PHP, then I got again training in Java, and when I joined the projects, they are telling me to work on the Node.js, and Node.js was totally new to me at that time. So the learning is here that never stick with any never like attach yourself with the one language here, right? I think my screen got uh, blacked out. So let me see if you guys able to see my screen. Okay, great. Thanks, Nanjan. Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying, never attach yourself with one language. Like I have seen some of my friends, like they say that I have started working with Python. I cannot move to any other language. Some of them say that I started with like backend services. I cannot go for front end one. Or somebody will say that I started with database. I cannot go for the server side or any other place. So see, IT industry has a lot of things, lot of generated by revenue mostly generated by what do we say, the customer. Yeah, so revenue mostly generated by the customers, correct. So they have client and customers, and those client and customer, they just pay you hours, they just provide you the projects, and then once you have taken that projects, now the consultancies or IBM or these service based companies will take you as a developer there. uh, can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. I was not sure what was happening. Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Sorry, guys. I was just uh, continuously speaking. Okay. What about now? Can you guys hear me now? Okay. 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 I was not aware of that. Uh, okay. So let me know where you guys got dropped. I don't know what happened. Sure. 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 Okay. So sorry, guys. Actually, I was not aware of that. So yeah. So let me just start from there. Great. Thank you. Let me see the comments now here directly. And okay, sure. So yeah, so I have already passed a lot of things. Okay, great, great. Sure, sure. Okay, so let me now. I see. Okay, so that's fine, guys. So let me now complete that whatever I said in the very short way. So see, so the learning which I want to suggest to you guys while I was in IBM. So see, in IBM when I joined, so at that time they have given me 3 months training, and in that training I was just working on the Java. They have given me training on the Java, and after completing that training, they have told me to work on the Node.js once they deploy into the projects. So as you can see there, that I started working with PHP, and then they have told me to work. They have given me training on Java, and then they are telling me to work on the Node.js part. So the learning here is that do not attach yourself with any one language. I have seen some of my friends who are right now working in IT industries. They are right now they always say that actually I started working with the Python. I cannot learn now the Node.js part, or I've started working with Java. I cannot go for the JavaScript part, right? So that's all happened, right? So but and the negative part of that, once they say that they do not want to learn that thing or those things, sometimes it just reduces their salary part as well, or sometimes they do not get good opportunities. So that's why as you guys are already in the in the college, or in the some of them are like trying to change their career as well. So I would suggest to you guys that always ready to adopt any of the language. You can say that I am very good in this particular language, but I am very open to pick any other languages as well as it is required. So that was my learning, which I was telling you in the IBM. And in IBM, actually, I have done the mentorship like for 2 or 3 like fresher joins. So I have like told them how, like I have helped them to learn these things, the Node.js part, and I have like helped them while they are in the projects as well. So that was my very good mentorship experience which I had there. And so after that, I joined like Incedo. So in Incedo, see why I joined Incedo. So reason for joining Incedo is that there are 3 aspects of while you are developing any application. Correct. So the first aspect is that you have to design a client side. Correct. And then the second aspect is you have to be good on server side. We will discuss about these client and server in the next sessions as well. So Riaz was asking, what was your package while joining in IBM? So like, see, in like 5 years ago, are you guys still not able to see my video? Okay, visible. Oh yeah, slide part. I have just stop it. Like, let me again share it, and I will just come back again here. Is it breaking for everyone? Okay. Okay. So let me share my slide as well. And I will just now frequently see the chats if you guys are seeing any problems. Yeah. Yeah. So this was my slide which I was sharing earlier. So I was saying that so why I joined Incedo. So for reason for joining Incedo is like while I was working in IBM, I was just working on 2 aspects, which was the client side and server side. So client side is like when you are like presenting any pages and client is viewing whatever the client is viewing. That's called the client side, right? Where client can interact with your websites. So we say that this is the client who is going to interact with your websites, and the server side where you're going to connect to databases, where you're going to write your logics and everything. That part is called server, right? So I was just working on these 2 things while I was working in IBM. But there is third aspect as well, and that aspect is called infrastructure, right? And what is infrastructure is where you are going to deploy these websites, because once you have created your like web pages or website, you now need to make it public so that other people can use it. So for making this public, you need to purchase some of the resources, like you need to purchase database, you need to purchase some of the spaces, some of the servers, these type of things you need to purchase. And then after purchasing, you should be knowing how to configure them. So that part is comes under the infrastructure part. Let me come to the chat and let me see if you guys are able to see me still. Okay, so I think we are good here because I'm not seeing any comment on the you're not able to see it or not. Okay, let me come back to again here. Sure. So that's what the third part, the third aspect which I want to learn, the infrastructure part. And so in the Incedo, I have worked less than 1 year, and I was just working on the infrastructure part. So that's all. That's make you as a full stack developer. Once you are working as a full stack developer, you should be good on the client side. You should be good on the backend side. You should be good on the infra side as well. So that's all the full stack developer experience. Wherever you will see the full stack developer requirement, you will see all these things in their JD. So I would suggest to you guys, start with any one, like for front end or full back end, and then slowly move towards as a full stack developer, right? So that's my third learning for you guys, that start with, like right now you're starting with back end, then you can go for the front end, and then you can go for the whole full stack developer. There are a lot of courses in YouTube as well where you can find the differences between these 3 as well, right? Okay. So yeah, so that's what I learned in the Incedo. And after working in Incedo, so yeah, there was one more learning I want to share with you guys, that while I was working in Incedo, so I was working in one testing tool, and that testing tool was Testcraft. You guys can search about it. That's a test craft which like automate some lot of things of the Selenium. So I have heard like people say that you are working on like on the testing tools. You like you will not get any developer experience or developer exposure. So that's not true, because these are the tools, Selenium or the testcraft. These are the tools who has developed by developers only, right? The testers are using these tools, but these tools are developed by developers, right? So now it's not like bad to work on the testing domains. If you are working on the testing domain and you are trying to develop these frameworks or tools, it's not so bad. I would say that a lot of friends are still a lot of friends of mine are still working on this, and they are earning good amount of salary. And on the learning wise also, because these tools see, all the things start with beginners. Like whenever we are creating any projects, we say that okay, start with something. When we say that start with something, we just present small things. Then once that small thing is like we present to everyone and everyone is happy, now we say that now let's enhance this. Then we go for the next level. Then we try to match with the companies, like the current IT standards, because IT industry is continuously evolving. Right now, as I was already aware, told you earlier that right now, like in next like every 3 months, we are seeing one new language is coming, who is beating the performance of previous language. So that's why if we are working on any of the testing tools or testing frameworks or in the testing domains, these people are also continuously evolving their tools and frameworks, because they want to stay in the business, right? So that's why it's not bad to work on the testing domain as well. Some of the people has these things. Yes, I think Sarad was saying like bun.js. It is still, it's new. A lot of people are talking about the performance, but they are still testing. This is apart from topic, but yeah, that's right, Sarad. Okay, coming back to the yeah. So after Incedo, I joined PayPal. So like as you can see, before PayPal, I was working with service-based companies, right? Incedo, IBM, Abizone. These are service-based companies, and these service-based companies. So the model they follow, what they do, they just connect with multiple clients over globe, and after that they just put one consultant there or advisor there, and those advisor continuously look into the global companies, and then they look for their problems, they suggest some tools. And once they suggest these things, and those companies who like whom that the advisory is connecting, they and the companies whom the advisory is connecting are happy with the requirements, they could simply what they do now, they just provide those requirements to the companies like IBM or Abizone or the Institute. And now what we do as a developer, we just start gathering those requirements who's the advisor has told, and then we start developing developing the applications on those requirements. That's what the service based company does generally do. They go on the hourly base, on the revenue model is hourly base. They just simply tell the client that this person is going to work on this your requirement, and this much hours you need to pay that much amount. That's all the company like service based companies, right? But on the product based companies, what they do, they have their own products. Like PayPal has checkout, the famous one. Right now in India they don't use much on that, but on the US side, on the outside, they are using a lot of PayPal products there, right? So what they do, yeah, in the, so the product based company, what they do, they hire their engineers to enhance their particular product. They do not hire the engineers for any other client services. They hire to enhance their own products. So that's what the in the PayPal, I was also hired as a web developer there. So in the PayPal, let me tell you one more thing. Once I joined the PayPal, they have put me to work on the GraphQL, which was totally new to me again. And I have already I can say that I am having like more than 4.5 year experience, and I don't want to go work on any of the new language or any of the new things, right? Like GraphQL. So, but yeah, that's not the attitude we should have, right? If some, because the GraphQL is also like a lot of popular, kind of popular everywhere, and it's a wrapper. like this GraphQL can go with any of the languages, even with Java, PHP, and Node.js. It's a wrapper on any of the language. So that's why I didn't hesitate to take this chance to go for the GraphQL side. So I have taken that, the GraphQL, and started working on that as well. So that's so some of the differences which I also found that while working on the PayPal, that before I was working on service-based companies, they do not have that much higher standard while working on any of the coding part, because I personally feel the difference that whenever I was facing some problem in the while working on the IBM or any other service-based companies, I could easily find the solutions in internet like Stack Overflow or any of the blogs. But while I was working on with PayPal, because they are using latest things like some of the open source packages which are very latest, right? So now you do not have anything about those packages in the Stack Overflow or in the YouTube. So now how will you do that? Now, if you have any of the problems with those packages, how will you do that? How will you debug it? So the key is you need to go to those packages in the GitHub. All the open source packages are available in the GitHub right now, right? And now you have to go into that GitHub repo. You need to read how they have written the test cases, how they are starting the servers, how they are writing the logics. So this was the big difference which I find between while working in the product based company and the service based company as a developer, right? See, on the service based companies, I could easily find solutions on many places because they are just like working on whatever already exists, right? Because they do not want to like play with the new things, right? But on the product based companies, they want to improve their products with like highly optimized or highly performance wise. So that's why they always try to go with the latest things as well. So that's why so these are the things which I personally feel when you are looking on these open source repo, you will get to know how the expert programmers, open source developers are writing codes, how they are providing the proper comments, and what are the proper best practice or the coding structures we should follow. So I would suggest to you guys also, like whenever you guys have free time, and always like whatever the packages or modules which we are going to use in our this particular modules, I would suggest you guys that you guys go to those GitHub repo for those packages. You can simply search this. Let me show you. Like just a simple search. I'm going to do that. Like you can search for like we are going to use one package. I will tell you later what is the package and everything. But I'm just trying to show you here how can you search it. So let me just search it Express. This is one package which we are going to use it. So you can write Express NPM. I will tell you later what is NPM, what is Express, but just let me know how can we search it. So there are two ways. One thing, we can simply search Express NPM and we will open this website and you can see the repo here. Correct? You can just simply click in this repo. This will bring you to GitHub. So this is the GitHub website, as you can see here. This is the GitHub logo on the top left. And here you can see that all the repos, all the open source package will has test. And in that test, they are going to suggest you how you are going to use these features which they are providing with this particular package. So you can just simply open any of the JavaScript files. You can read about how you, and in a similar way you have to do in your projects as well. But this is very famous package and it's very old. So already a lot of things are available through the blogs. But if you are stuck with some of the projects where some of the package which are very new to you guys, at that time you have to do with this. This is the one way to go for Express, and another way is you can simply search Express GitHub. So you can see directly it is taking you the particular same repo. So these are the two ways you can go for that, for searching of any of the packages. Correct, guys? Okay. Shivam was saying, please zoom the screen. Okay. Let me zoom it. Are you able to see it now? Okay. So what I was saying that this you can simply search whatever the package name, and after that put GitHub there. You will get the repo for that. Express GitHub. Right? And now you can see there we have the test folder, examples, some of the good package folders also already provide the examples to you. You can simply see how can you use the error pages, cookies, and all these things. You guys are not aware of it, but I'm just simply telling you in the future classes, if you guys are stuck somewhere with any of the packages, you can simply come here and debug like that, right? Okay, now coming back to my again to the slide. Okay, yeah, this is the slide. So yeah, so that was my PayPal experience, which I want to share with you guys. Like it's a totally different experience and a lot of like core things I have to learn here, and I'm still learning these things. Right. So you can see the languages which I work here: TypeScript, JavaScript, GraphQL. I haven't mentioned the PHP in Java because I didn't get a lot of time to work on the PHP in Java. I just got like 8 months on the PHP and 3 months on the Java. So that's why I haven't included it. I have included those languages only, which are like mostly I have worked with. Talking about the databases, I have worked with these databases. The frameworks, Node.js, Express.js, Loopback, React.js, Redux. These are some of the frameworks. I think you guys are not aware of it, but I will tell you about these things. And on my free time, I simply explore the blockchain. So like any of you guys are interested on blockchain, we can connect on my LinkedIn profile and we can talk about the blockchain there as well. Or in any of the classes, like if we want to discuss it here as well, so we can schedule another session for just simply discussing about what is happening on the blockchain with the context of JavaScript, right? So let's we can discuss about that as well. These are some of the tools which I work: Git, Jira, some of Azure Batch Service. So I have included some of them. I have worked with a lot of them here, and these are the Apollo servers there, which are some of the integration which I did with the cloud as well. Apart from that, I already work on the cloud as well. I have certificate in AWS and Azure as well. So that was my cloud experience, which I would suggest to you guys as well. That later, once you completed the like when as I was saying that, right, once you are developing the front end and back end, then you have to go for the infra part, and in infra now cloud also come. So now there are three famous cloud providers. Just for your knowledge, you guys can keep it that that so three cloud providers which are very famous right now: AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. These are three like Google Cloud providers which you guys should be like aware of what they do. It's not like that you guys should know everything there. You guys have to just remember these are the cloud providers, and later on the infra side you guys have to learn on those. Correct? Okay, let me stop sharing and let me see now the questions which you guys have. Let me go on the top and let me see if you guys have any of the questions. Right. Okay, so Likit was asking earlier that PHP is a programming language. Why it's not mentioned here? Okay, so that's what I told Likit, right? I haven't worked much on the PHP. I just worked there for 8 months. That's why, and I also don't want to work further on the PHP. So that's why I haven't included that in my languages there. Okay, so Ekta was asking, what was your experience with prod based when compared to the startup? Which one has more pressure? Okay, so if we talk about the work pressure, I would simply say that the startup has a lot of work pressures. But when you have a lot of work pressure and you have good team, two things: when you have a lot of work pressure and you have good teams, you guys will not feel stress or like a lot of things are like a lot of people are troubling you. When you have good teams, I personally feel if you guys have good teams, you can survive anywhere, and like your career graph career graph can also, that particular graph can exponentially grow. So, but yeah, generally, if we talk about a startup, already had a lot of work in the product base. They follow, like they take care of their employees. So they just provide the timings. You need to do the timing on that. They provide you chance to estimate the work and then complete it on the time. But on the startup, I personally feel they provide you very less time to complete it. But yes, in the startup, I have worked with very nice teams, so I haven't felt it very bad on the startup as well, because I learned most of the thing in startup compared to the product based companies or MNCs. So that was my experience personally. Kunal was asking NPM install. So okay, Kunal. So we will discuss about this NPM and NPM install. What is all that, and in our session when we will start this. Okay. So because is saying I know a little bit of blockchain. That's great. because the next I think 4 to 5 years, as the data scientist role are like a lot of people wants to go for data scientist role. In similar way, Solidity developer or Web3 developers, these are some of the roles who are going to be in very much demand. So if you have read about the blockchain and have some of the interest, I would say that try to continuously read more about it. You will get more interest on that. Sarat Patel is saying, product or service based, which type of companies are better? I think that's very actually like I personally say that it based on your like experience, because I personally feel that product based companies provide you good salary, because and the starting they are giving you like if you talk about the Amazon, Google, or like these type of automation, they already start with I think for the SD1 role they already start with 16, right? 16 or near to 15 to 16 lakh, right? But on the work wise, I personally feel that you will take a lot of time to learn these things, correct? But on the service-based companies, I personally feel on the startup specifically that you will learn a lot of things very quicker. If you are the person who wants like more comfortable or like relaxed type jobs, so I would say that product-based company would be better choice. But if you are like very what do we say, innovative person, not the innovative the correct word, the energy based, yeah, energy person, I would say that you want to be like work on every time any new things, you want to develop some of the things. I think service based companies provide more choices there. I personally feel that people can differ on that, but yeah, that's my perspective. Priyanshu was saying, I think you will be going to switch again soon. Uh, that's not right, Priyanshu, because I'm thinking to stay with PayPal for I think a little longer, because I personally feel I'm trying to learn some of the things here, like the GraphQL and some of the product life cycle things. Because service based has different life cycle, but product based has different life cycle as well. So I'm trying to learn those things, and they have some good work on the cloud as well. Because I told you, right, the product based companies also try to go for new things, right? They provide you chance to work on new things as well. So trying to look for that as well. If I got that chance to work here on those new tech, I won't try to switch right now. Ankit was saying AWS on the top. That's right. AWS is on the top because a lot of things, because AWS provide little bit cheaper services on the price wise. So that's why a lot of people are using AWS. Shivam was saying request already pending on you. Sure, Shivam. I will just accept your request after this class. Yeah. Niranjan is saying cloud providers are related to cloud computing. That's right, Niranjan. So I think if you like a lot of people are already in the college, they have taken the cloud computing course, so they would be aware of that. In the cloud computing, we have to know about some of the cloud providers, right? There are like as I was already telling that there are three famous cloud providers: AWS, Google, and Azure. So these are some of the cloud providers which provide services on rent basis. So simply the cloud providers, if we take the simple example, if we can take like any of the services, like you can say that uh, like the milkman, right? That milkman has one cow in his home. You guys can also, everyone can have one cow in their home. They can just simply take the milk out of that. But what they do not purchase cow in their home. They just simply go to the milkman, and that milkman provide you milk, right? And that milkman but just take the price on the basis on how much milk you are taking. If you're taking like 1 liter, it will pay you 50 or 60 rupees. That's right. That's what the cloud does. So cloud provider you can consider as the milkman. So cloud providers already has a lot of things, as the milkman has the cow in his home. Similar way, cloud provider already has a lot of things in their house, and then whatever you want to use, you will go to that cloud provider and say that I want to use database, and this much space I want to use. So cloud provider will say that you need to pay that much fees to use these services. That's a very simple example. You can correlate these analogies: the milkman and the cloud. Easy to understand. Like sure, because we will talk about blockchain whenever I got chance. Yeah. Uh, so Deepak was saying, where you enjoying a startup or in product base? So I have actually enjoyed in both places because as I told you, right, I got good team there in both places, and that's all matters. If you are going in the product based companies and you didn't get the good team, you will like face like a lot of problems there. And in the same ways in a startup, if you guys didn't get the, if you guys good team in startup also, I think you guys will enjoy working in startup as well. So that's my personal experience. That's why I do not say that this company is not good or that company is not good, because I have seen some of the like so many things. Uh, it totally depends on your team, right? Let's move to the next question. Sir, in near ending of the module, is it possible to build a small module of functionality using Web3? We will, because Web3 is totally different topic. So for that, I think you need to see. On personally, if you are creating any of the modules, try type reading about any blogs or YouTube tutorials. I can help you through that on the LinkedIn. But I think the topic or the building which we are going to create, that is totally different. That will be fully based on Web2, and I am seeing that Web2 is also not going to be away for the next 10 to 15 years. So I would say that first, let's try to build our knowledge towards the Web2, and then we will see that how can we move to Web3. Correct? I will tell you the differences once we will complete the Web2. I will tell you the differences between the Web2 and Web3. Correct? Shivam was saying, I want to go in a startup as a fresher. I think, yeah, just once you are going in a startup as a fresher, try to talk with their team as well, that which team they are going to provide you, and whatever the work you are going to do that. Yeah, and some of the members in the team, you can talk about them, talk with them. And if everything looks good, then I would say that, yeah, join them. Ekta was saying, yes, sir, if you could share some insight and opportunities in blockchain development. Sure, Ekta, we will discuss about it on the last sections, or on the last section when we were completing our modules. How can we find good startups? So yeah, finding startups or finding jobs, the best platform right now, it's a LinkedIn. Everyone should have, see, right now you are in, some of people are in startups, some of them are already in professions. So I would suggest to everyone, please create your accounts in LinkedIn and create your resume, upload it, and try to find some of the famous people how they have created their profiles. In the same way, you can also create your profiles. Otherwise, there are YouTube videos where you can find that how can we build your network and the profile in LinkedIn. Those profiles and those videos will definitely give you some of the ideas. I would suggest you guys that go through them and definitely create your LinkedIn profile. Definitely see two, three things you guys should always do. One is first create your GitHub profile. Whatever coding you are doing, one line even, try to do commits every time there, because uh, you can simply share your GitHub URL to the companies or the recruiters, right? Because they simply see how much activity you are doing in the GitHub as well. So that definitely helps. So that's why first create your GitHub profile, and whatever you guys are doing, simply put all the things there. And if you guys not aware of the GitHub, simply go to the YouTube and follow the lectures. And if I could also show you one project, I think you like the in the previous modules, you guys are already gone through the GitHub part. So I think you guys are already aware of that, right? So yeah, first thing was the GitHub. Second is the LinkedIn. Third one, always has resume ready. Whatever you guys have learned, try to put it there. Simply, we have created this project. In the project experience, put that this particular project I have done. Whatever you guys have learned, try to put it there, right? This is the third thing, and the fourth thing is one more thing. I think later on that will help. That is, try to solve some of the programming problems. Like there is one very famous website that's called leadcode.com, right? So leadcode.com provides you some of the easy, like the different type of complexity problems, the programming problems, like easy, medium, hard. These are complexity level, right? So I would suggest you guys, because you guys are already aware of JavaScript now, some of the data structures as well. So I would suggest you guys to start looking for that lead code website and try to start doing some of the problems there, the easy one. And once you're doing that problem, push those problems also in your GitHub repo. These four things will definitely make your case very promising for the recruiters if you are doing that, and these definitely will help you in the interviews round as well. So I would suggest you guys, you are already doing the backend course, that's great, but also do these four things as well. Okay, guys. Because was saying for better salary, which one is better, service based, product based? It's the product based. Already answered this one because Ritik is saying, is it difficult to move from service based company to product based company? No, actually, if you follow those four things which I have suggested, I think it won't be difficult for you to move to product based companies. Yeah. Okay, so the four things which I was talking about, it's like first thing was create your GitHub profile, put whatever coding you guys are doing, put it there, do the commits. Second one is create your LinkedIn profile and follow the videos in YouTube or blogs. How can we make our profile better? Try to create more network there. Third thing is create your resume. Whatever you guys are doing, whatever you have learned, put everything there. Fourth thing is try to go for leadcode.com. These are like there are but other website as well like LeetCode, HackerRank, HackerEarth, but I have seen that LeetCode is providing like better questions. So that's why I'm suggesting the LeetCode. But you guys, if you guys feel more better for HackerEarth or HackerRank, you are free to choose those one as well. So these are the four things. Go for the leadcode.com and try to solve the problems there. If you will do these four things, I'm saying I'm like pretty sure you guys can easily go for product-based companies as well. Joseph was asking, sir, startup product-based company has more work pressure. See, they definitely have more work pressure because they are startup. They are just developing their teams, their repo in front of clients. So they definitely do not have that much revenue. So that's why what they do, they just hire less people and they want to do more. They want to take more work from them. So that's why they have more pressure. But if you guys got a better team in the startup also, then I think you will definitely learn a lot of things rather than focusing more on the work pressure. You will learn more of the things. That would be great, Joseph. Shivam was asking, what should I choose? MTech from IIT or 10 to 12 lakh per annual job after BTech? Oh, that's a great question. And see, it totally depends on how like you want to see your future. Because if you're going for MTech, it seems like you are looking for more research based things, right? Because see, once we do master degree in any of the tech, stream in the computer science or mechanical, we just try to choose any specific area and then we just want to go little bit deeper on that one. So it looks like if you are going for master, so it could be possible you are most interested towards the uh, what do we say, the research based areas, right? So if you're okay, like if you're interested towards that role, then I think I would say that choose the MTech. And if not, you want to work on the IT industries, wants to take like on-site experiences or wants to feel the IT industry stress. So I think the job would be the better choice here, right? Yeah, so Priyansu was saying, ask Sonation which team you're going to join, what does this mean, and how to ask it. I think, see, if you see what happened once your resume got shortlisted and you have passed all around, and after that you can ask simply to the HR that I want to meet with the team which I'm going to join. I have some of the queries which I want to answer, like which I want answers from the teams or my manager. After that only I can join. These are the questions which I did when I was joining other organizations. So I think you can also try the same thing with connecting with HR, who's going to process all of your rounds. So you can just ask them, and then they should do that. I think they are right now. I have met like think 2 3 freshers. They are saying that they have done it and they have connected with team. So that's how you will do that. Yeah. So, Niranjan Singh, sir, when we will start in class related to this topic? So, we are going to start in next 2-3 minutes. So, let's see if we have any other questions. So, Ekta was saying lead code UI is the best. I like you. Vikas is saying also that so some of people are already using it. That's great. Okay. So, I think now we do not have. So, do you guys have any other queries before we start our session? Yes, Niranjan. I also feel the same that lead code is best. Should we do code forces? I haven't tried the code forces, but I'm not sure about the code forces. I will check the code forces part, and then I think I can answer that question to you. Yeah. Okay, great, Niranjan. So Ankit was asking, how can we use Node.js for the Solidity? So we cannot use Node.js for Solidity. Both are different things, right? So Solidity is another language which follow different syntax. So it's totally different things. So we can discuss later about the Solidity and Node.js part. Yeah. So let's start the today's session, and let me share my screen. First is the okay. So guys, so let's keep your questions, and we will discuss about them little later. Yeah, let's start our session. Correct. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about today's topic. So today's topic is, let me open the slides as well. Yeah. So this is our topic, Intro to Node.js, brief discussion on Weird Engine. So first, let's see what is Node.js. Why Node.js comes into the picture. What was the reason why like people have started Node.js, right? So see, so first let me tell you that Node.js has come into the picture in 2009. Before that, there was no Node.js terms has been used. People were using Node.js like in other way, but Node.js was not officially released. It was 2009 when Node.js was released into the public. Correct. So see, let me tell you the prior reason why Node.js was like why Node.js has come into the picture, and it got famous that much that now people like most of the companies are using Node.js as their server applications, right? So before Node.js, if we remember, it was PHP and Java where we were writing all of our backend APIs or like all of our code, whichever we were writing there. Correct. But as the Node.js comes, a lot of people have shifted their focus from the from the Java and PHP to Node.js. Correct. Okay. Some other things like before talking about Node.js, it's open source, and you guys already aware of what is open source. Open source is publicly available for everyone. The code which is written in the Node.js. Second thing, it's a runtime. So what is runtime? So runtime is like it provides you a platform where you can run things, where you can like when you are going to develop things like the code or any of the like what do you say any of the files, then you need a place to run those things, right? See, when you are writing any of the JavaScript things, JavaScript code, you need something to run that JavaScript files. So Node.js provide you a way to run JavaScript outside of browser. Till now, till 2009, we can only run JavaScript on browser. Correct. See, so before moving into that, why we need JavaScript? Do you guys want to tell? Because you have already done the JavaScript part. I just want to know why we need JavaScript. What is JavaScript? Just let me just tell me the purpose of JavaScript. It's a language. Do not tell those things. Just tell me. You guys should be aware of when we should use JavaScript. So people are saying that to make web page interactive. Okay. This can be integrated with both front. No, no, no. That is not answer which I asked. Okay. It is used to make web page dynamic, interactive, client side language, dynamic website. Yes. See, the answer is very simple. It is for making web page interactive. Very easy answer. That's why JavaScript was used before 2009. Before 2009, Java is a script just used for interaction. See, we were trying to create the like the form, right? You remember, like when we have the form, when we write our name or phone number, you will see that some of the messages are coming that you're not following the pattern. Your phone number should be less than 10 digits. Like it should be 10 digits, not more than 10 digits, not less than 10 digits, or your password should have these special characters. These are the interaction which a person is having with their web pages, and that's only possible with the help of JavaScript. You are able to click the button, new page is opening. That's only happening with the help of JavaScript. Before 2000, see, still we are using JavaScript for that, but before 2009 we were using only JavaScript to do these things. Correct. So what I want to tell you, before 2009 JavaScript was only used for making interaction, making our web pages little bit more behavior, and then and they are only running in browsers because we can open web pages only in our browsers. So that's why we can only run the JavaScript on browsers. But after 2009, the Node.js comes into the they have bring the Node.js, and now we can run the JavaScript outside of browser as well. And that's why we say that Node.js is a runtime environment. Because see, earlier for running JavaScript, browser was the environment. Browser was the running runtime environment. Now we can run the JavaScript outside of browser as well. That's why we are saying that it's a Node.js is a runtime environment where we can run JavaScript outside of browser. Okay, so two things we discuss about the Node.js. First, it's open source. Open source means whatever code this runtime environment has written, everyone can see that, right? So that's why it's open source. Second one is it's a what was saying? It's a runtime environment, correct? Okay, now we will move into let me show you the Node.js website, right? And let me see what the Node.js website says to you guys. Let me share my screen very quickly with you guys. Let me search. See, simply we can search the Node.js and we can go to the Node.js website. Okay, so first thing you guys have to know, there is, as I was telling, IT industry is continuously evolving. Node.js or open source developers also updating the Node.js continuously. Node.js follow two patterns. One is LTS and second one is the current. Current version is whatever the bugs or fixes they have done, whatever the new things they are going to add, they are going to put it into the current, and they will continuously test it with different environment with different use cases. And once they are okay that yes, everything looks good, they will make that current as a LTS. LTS means it's a stable version. S means long, like LTS, you can see long-term support, right? So like right now, they are saying that the 16 is going to be 16 version of Node.js going to be for long-term support. It means they are continuously looking for the queries or looking for the bugs which people are raising or issues which people are raising for the Node.js. Correct. So that's the LTS version and that's the current version. Most of the time we go with the LTS version because because they have already tested it for most of the scenarios. Even if still some of the issues are coming, that would be that their support team is already looking into that. So that's why we always have to look for LTS, correct? And if we want to test some of the new things which Node.js is going to provide in the future, we can go for the current version. So these are the things you need to remember. You need to always go for LTS in any of the new projects which you guys are doing. And if you guys want to test any of the new changes, you have to go for the current one. Correct? Okay. So that's what. And let's see about the about. What the about they are saying. Okay. So it's a full-time theory. Okay. So see, again, Node.js is JavaScript runtime, which is built on Chrome V8 JavaScript engine. I haven't mentioned till now about the Chrome V8 JavaScript engine. So let me stop sharing and let's discuss about this one also. Okay, and let me see in the slides if we have to discuss this one only. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now let's talk about what is Chrome V8 engine. See, so as I was telling before 2009, always try to create link between the points. Once you are learning any of the new things, try to create the link. When you try to create link, it will make things like you will understand those things little bit quicker. Correct. So let's start again from the back. Before 2009, we were using JavaScript only for the browsers for making interaction with the web pages. And at that time, now the browser was so see for running JavaScript on browser, we need something, right? We need some engine which could make that JavaScript code to run to compile it and then run this particular code into the machine. Because see, whenever we are writing any of the languages, that particular language is called high level language, right? Java is high level language, Python is high level language. These language we compiled it, then we make the binary codes out of them. Then those binary code run in our machine because our machine can only understand the binary instructions, right? So that's why in Java we have Java compiler, correct? In similar way, in JavaScript, these are some of the engines which every browser has before 2009 for running the JavaScript. So in Chrome, we have the V8 engine. So that's the Chromium project, which Google, I think Google has created on Chromium projects for their use, but later on they make it public. So that's when the V8 engine comes into the picture. So the V8 engine, they are using it for running the JavaScript. In similar way, in Firefox, I remember they are using, I think Spider Monkey. So in the Firefox browser, they are using Spider Monkey. In Microsoft, I remember, I think they are using Chakra. So you can just search about it. Like every browser, they have their own like JavaScript engine. The Nobody is going to ask like a lot of things about a JavaScript engine, how it is implemented. No one. They are just simply going to ask why we use why we use these engines. And simple purpose of these engines is to run to convert the JavaScript code to the binary level code. So these things could be easily executed in a machine. That's why we use the V8 engines. That's why we use the engines in any of the browsers, right? So you can remember the names. It's like a Chrome V8 engine. So Node.js also has taken the same engine, Chrome V8, because on the performance wise, like if you will see the performance aspect, so V8 engine is little bit more faster than the Chakra and all other engines, right? And the V8 engine, because after adopting a V8 engine for Node.js, so the Google's engineers are continuously working on the V8 engine and making it more faster and faster by performance wise, reducing the size. So because Google has better, I would say Google as a community is like has better developers, like because if we see if any of the open source project has backed by big companies like Google, Facebook, so we always believe that now they are going to continuously evolve these projects or improve these projects. So that's why Chrome V8 engine is also going to improve continuously, because now it is first thing it is going to use in the Google Chrome. Google Chrome is also continuously evolving. Now that same engine is going to be used in Node.js as well. So that's why now there is two times responsibility has come to the Google engineers to make this Chrome little bit better. So that's why still I think Node.js is using the V8 engine, like the latest version of Node.js, and for the Node.js part, right? So that's why Node.js. Now we have come to three things about the Node.js. Let's again revise things. First thing, it's open source. Second thing, it's a runtime environment, and third thing, it uses the Chrome V8 engine. Correct. These are the three things first you need to know. Correct. Now after that these three things, there are two more things which comes into the picture, which is non-blocking and asynchronous. Okay, before that, let me show you a little bit about the slide which I have created in my college. I was telling you, right? I have created some slides in my college. So let me show you that slide which I have opened. Let me share my screen again. And I will just come back to the comments so I cannot miss any of the things. Okay, so let wait for this. Let me first read the comments. I think you guys already have some queries on that. So, okay. So let's answer these queries first, then go for that. Okay, interactivity, okay. Yeah. So Nilanjan was asking, Node.js is acting like web browser for JavaScript outside any browser? No, no. See, browser is different part. Node.js, it's a runtime environment. It provides it's provide you platform to run your JavaScript files. Correct. Browser has lot of other things. See, one browser has one V8 engine. After that, it has some of the APIs, like web APIs. After that, it has the pixel work, right, where you can see things on the browsers. So browser has a lot of things to do. But Node.js is only has taken they taken one part of browser, that's called the V8 engine, and now using that V8 engine to convert those particular JavaScript file to the binary code, where we can run those binary code into the operating systems or on machines. So that's what the Node.js is doing. Node.js is a runtime environment. So runtime environment means it has all the things which needed to JavaScript to run. And what are the things JavaScript needs? JavaScript needs one compiler, right? And after that, because JavaScript uses some of the browser APIs like set timeout and like it uses like fetch for making network call. So these are some of the things which we will discuss. So all those things are included in the that particular environment. When we talk about environment, it means we have everything which is needed for JavaScript to run. But browser do more things apart from JavaScript. So that's why we cannot say that the Node.js is acting like web browser. Node.js is totally different. It just uses one part of web browsers. Okay, Niranjan? Uh, Deepak was asking why developers switching on the Node.js. So I think, yeah, that we are making the reasons. I will tell you one more big difference. Like I will share one reason. What was the reason? Not developer switching. Actually, the companies has started switching. Or organize. See, developers only do what the organization says to them, right? Developers just see the trend and then they just follow that trend. So the trend has been started shifting from Java and PHP to the Node.js. That's why, and there was one technical reason which I will just tell you in some minutes. That what was the technical reason? I will just show you some pictures, which will tell you the reason why we have switched towards the JavaScript or in the Node.js side. How open source companies earns? See, open source companies now they have sometime what happened, they are backed by big organizations because see, if you are open source developer, right, and now you have developed some things, correct, now you have make it public, and that thing was very nice, like it has reduced some of the complexity, some of the time performance it has increased, you know, and a lot of things it has improved. Now this particular package now Google is using, and it has made like this particular things, their work little bit easy. So now what they will do, they will back you, they will connect to you, and they will say that now these are the issues, can you just resolve it? They will back you. Now they will give you some funding, that so you can create your small team and then work on the same product, or even they can purchase that one and then make it public in this similar way. And sometimes I have also seen whatever there is one open source website, if you will search it, open source website is also there they are asking for people to donate as well, donate the money. So these are some of the ways, in that way open source developers are earning right now. So like some community are backing them, some big organizations are backing them, or sometimes people are donating an amount to them. So these are the ways I think open source companies and open source developers are earning right now. Sandil Gunayar is saying Node.js is built on C++ program that embedded on V8 engine. Okay, so yeah, V8 engine has been developed written fully on the C++ programs, and we can say that because it is using the built-in V8 engine. So yes, it is using C++ program. Mostly, if you will see in the Node.js, so most of the percentage they have for the C++ program. On the top of that, they have the wrapper, which is converting that JavaScript code to C++, and then C++ code is going to the binary level. We will discuss about that. We will discuss about the the embedded parts. Yes, yes, that's right. They are asking donation. Correct, correct. We need to download the Node.js. Yes, we need. Okay, so yes, definitely we need to download the Node.js, and I hope you guys have already done it. No, otherwise we will just download it at the end of this session. Yeah. Can we use server-side Node.js code on normal JS, like for manipulation the database on browser? Code on normal JS. I didn't understand that one, but if you mean like can we write the things on servers, because see, JavaScript, we are simply writing JavaScript, right? Only if we talk about Node.js, it's just simply the runtime environment, but we are going to write JavaScript file only, which are going to run on the Node.js server, correct? So that's what all about this. And there are a lot of things which is running on the browser, on also on the client side, like React.js, AngularJS. These are the things which runs on the client side as well. Okay, guys. Free code champ, open course, we need to donate. Yeah. Niranjan is asking, can we have dinner break? So let's see, what is the time right now? 9:33. Sir, break. Okay, so Soma has again asked, I mean, backend JS code, SQL queries. Yes, yes, we can write these things, everything in the JavaScript, the normal JavaScript. We will show you. I will show you how we will write these things in simple JavaScript. And if you talk about the SQL and SQL queries, it's SQL is different, like a structured query language, and we use the SQL for interacting with database. And we can write these queries in JavaScript. There is some packages which we use, so we will use those packages for writing the database queries in our Node.js applications, right? Sir, can we have to download the? Can we need to download the Node.js? Yes, we need to download the Node.js, and you can download the Node.js from the same website which I've showed you. Just go there and download the LTS version there. Yeah. Yes, Nilanjan. After break, we can continue. So, and there is one raised hand also there. So let me just take that one also. Let me invite him, and let's hear what he wants to say. Yeah, Rahul, please say. Then we can go for break. Okay, I think Rahul has, not sure he has declined it or. Okay, so no problem. So I think we can take a 15-minute break, and right now it's 9:35, so we can come back on 9:50. Okay, guys. So we will back on 9:50. Yes, Shubham. Can you hear me now? So we'll just wait for 3 more minutes, everyone to come back, then we'll start. Let me see if you have. So Ritik was asking about SQL and MySQL. Let me give him the answer on that as well. Can you guys see me right? You guys see me right? Okay. Ravina was saying stuck. Okay, great. Thank you, Vikas. Okay. So now I think everyone will be back. Okay. So let me just revise about the Node.js whatever I said, and you guys also should remember all these things, whatever I said about the Node.js. First thing, Node.js, it's a open source. Second thing which I told, it's a JavaScript runtime environment. It's a runtime environment for JavaScript, right? And the third thing which I told, I think I have only told till now two things, right? Yes, no. I have also told it uses the V8 JavaScript engine, correct? Which and why we use the V8 JavaScript engine? Because V8 JavaScript engine help us to convert JavaScript into the binary file into the binary code, which later on we are going to use to run it into our machines, right? So three things we have told right now. Now there is two more things which we will learn about the Node.js, correct? And one, let's first complete that thing, and then we will move into the after the next part, correct? So let me share my screen and let me show you my slide which I have created while I joined the IBM, correct? I have already told you right earlier that I don't know I missed that part or not, but in IBM when I come like out of training, So they have told me to work on the Java Node.js, which was totally new to me. So they have given me some time. So I learned on JavaScript and created one slide to present them. So let me share that slide with you. And I will come back again, again and again to see that you guys can still see that or not. Are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, thank you. Okay, so this was what I know about Node.js. There was a slide I created there. So you can see the person who is standing in front of us, that's Ryan Dell. He is the Node.js creator. And I think if you will just find it out like, in the YouTube, the Node.js Ryan Dell JSCon, it's the first time in 2009 he has given the lecture or talk about the Node.js, why he has created and what is the purpose for going for Node.js. So I would like everyone to spend these videos, like spend some time to watch these videos. These are, I think, 45-minute videos. So everyone should watch these videos, because you will get to know the sense in theoretically why like somebody has started doing the Node.js part. Correct. So I also watched these videos when I started learning the Node.js. So I would suggest to you guys also to go for these videos on YouTube. Correct. So he is the person who is the behind success of Node.js. Correct. And in the video you will see there is one comment he is mentioning, we are doing it wrong. Till 2009 he is referring to something where he is saying we are doing it wrong. And I will tell you in some minute what is that which we are doing it wrong. Okay, so let me come back to the chat and let me see if you're still seeing or hearing me. Can you see and hear me? Okay, thank you, Likit. Okay, so yeah, so it's a Randall, and everyone should go and watch these videos just for knowledge. Nobody is going to ask, nobody is going to in the testing paper is going to write to you, like write the inventor name or whatever he has said, just for knowledge, just for your interest. I have just mentioned some more points. Let me show you. So, so see, before that, how things are working. So the first thing, as you can read, the way that these progress were as you are uploading. See, there is one video also. I think we will skip this part. So just skip this part. Let's move further. Before that, let me tell you two more things. Then we will come back to the thing which he is saying that we are doing it wrong. So let me tell you two more things. Then we will come back to this. Okay? And I would like you to understand these concepts, because these concepts are very important, and these concepts are going to be clear your idea why Node.js got popular. Correct. So let's first understand these things. First, you should be clear about what is synchronous, what is asynchronous. You can see in the diagram that in the synchronous one, everyone is like, there is one like person on the counter who is taking all the bills, and now everyone is standing there and giving the order there. Correct. So synchronous means like every order will come one after another. Like first person first will take the order, give the order, and take the order, and then the second person will take it, then the third person, then the fourth person. But opposite to that, in the asynchronous, as you can see, everyone is sitting on the chair and one person is coming and then taking the order from them, right? And then that person is bringing whatever the order you guys are giving to us. So in the simple words, in the asynchronous, when we talk about whatever is whatever we are going to talk, whenever we are going to talk about asynchronous, we are saying that we are not going to wait for the result. Sorry, we are just going to order it, then we are going to enjoy the order. But on the synchronous one, you can see we are going to order it, then we are going to take it, and then then the next person can come into the queue. So that is one big difference between the synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous is like at a one time, at only one thing is going to happen, and after that only the second person will get the order. or can order anything. But in the asynchronous, the request, whenever the request will come for any order, the new person will come to them, and then that person will take the order from them. They do not need to go at the same time. That person can take multiple orders, right? And then at the backside, the chef can prepare their things at the same time. Parallelly, they can prepare the things. That's the difference between the synchronous and asynchronous. Like very big clear picture that in asynchronous, like at the same time multiple things can happen, but in the synchronous at the one time only one thing will happen. Let me come back to the chat and see if you guys have any question on these two things. And I think you guys should be aware of these things, because these two things could be easily asked in the interview as well. What is synchronous? What is asynchronous? Priyanshu is saying sequentially. Yes, in the in the synchronous, we can say that it's going to happen sequentially, but like one after another, right? So yeah, we can say about that. Satvik is saying it's the difference between async and multi-thread. See, async and multi-thread is different concept. In multi-thread, we are going to in the same process, we are going to create multiple threads, which we do simply in Java and PHP, right? But in the Node.js, we do not do that. We create one thread that's called single thread, and that single thread. See, in very simple way, I will explain you. Whenever multiple requests are coming to Java to the Node.js, that single thread put all those requests at one queue, and then at the system level, we have multiple threads. Those threads will execute these requests one by one. That is happen in the asynchronous behavior. This is asynchronous behavior, because see, in the synchronous behavior, one request has come. Now once this request will not be completed, we cannot take the next request. Correct? See, very simple. One request has come. Now we have, see, in the ticket counter, like when we are going for the movies, right? In the ticket counter, if you go, then you can see that first whoever has been on the first person in the line, that person will pay the amount, then they'll take the ticket, then only next person, then only, right? This is the synchronous behavior which Java and PHP is doing. But what Node.js does, Node.js says that all the at the same time, we will execute them separately from the, see, they have separated the process. One process is collecting the request, process is executing the request. Correct? So the collection of process now has been like independent, like infinite number of requests can come there. Correct? But at the same time executing, they are going to use the system resources. So all the system has threads, right? They are going to use the system thread. So that's why, if you will like going little bit deeply on the how the things are internally works. So on the Node.js side, it just take the request and then it just delegate. Delegate means it just passes those requests to other person. It does not do anything with the request. It just passes them to the other person, and that other person is C++ thread. We have the C++ thread, and those thread now take the request, and once the response has been come to those requests, then again they put those particular response back to the previous one who has delegated the request. Correct? Let me clear you little bit more on that. Let me come back to the synchronous and asynchronous, and then we will discuss about the asynchronous little bit more on the JavaScript and Node.js. So first, let's understand the asynchronous and synchronous. Synchronous is like one request is coming, after that only next request will come. Correct? We cannot take the multiple requests here, and we can only take the multiple requests in the asynchronous. Same time we can take the multiple requests. Very simple. Okay. Let's talk about the next concept, which is blocking and non-blocking. So as I was saying, if someone is synchronous, that person is going to be blocked, because see, the first request is coming for database query. Like first request has come, bring all the records who has the product ID as 123. Correct? Now the first request has come. Now at the same time, the second request has come. Now the second request will not be executed until the first request has been completed. That's why now the other second request is blocked. Correct? Now the second request is blocked. And now the second request is blocked, we cannot do anything here. But in the non-blocking IO, what happened? They have only one thread, and that thread purpose is only to handle request. It will just handle the request, and then it just delegate those requests to the asynchronous thread, which we had. See, you can see these are the system threads. All the machines have some of the threads. Those threads are called, like here they are saying POSIX async thread. These threads purpose is simply that take all the requests and parallelly execute them. But now the main system is free. Main system is free. Now main system can take any of the requests. That's what happened in the Node.js. It can take any of the requests there, and then it just delegate all the requests to async thread. And now in each system there are some of the limits for async threads as well. We can also define those limits as well, like parallelly how many threads can run. Right now I think 4 to 5 they have decided the value. Only those 4 to 5 threads will be running there, but we can decide the value, and that totally depends on our machine resources. But the beauty here, see, still it is doing the threading parts, multi-threading inside, but the beauty is here that they have divided the task. Now the main part, there is two parts now. One is the collect the request, second is the execute the request. Now the execute the request is happening parallelly on the system level, and everything whatever happen on the system level, that is so faster compared to any application doing it. Correct? Because see, in the Java and PHP, all the multi-threading and all those things, we are doing it on the Java side. Correct? But in the Node.js side, they have passed or delegate these requests to the system directly, to the OS. And OS already do everything very faster compared to the system, any language or any framework is doing it. And in the Node.js, framework is only taking request and delegating it. That's the part of Node.js only. It is taking request and delegating it. Now, the one question can come into your mind that once this Node.js is delegating these requests to the system, and once these requests has been successfully now they are having response, how we will get to know that which request has what response? Because the Node.js work is only delegating the task. It has delegated those things to the system. Now you will ask that how that once the response is coming back, how Node.js is getting to know that these responses are belong to which request. So that's why we always have the callback. If you guys are not aware of callback, I will just explain you in some time. So the purpose of callback is every request, whatever request is coming, it will has one more function with it. Like 5 requests are coming, 5 requests will have each function with them, and that function will called as callback. It means once this particular request, like request 1, request 2, request 3, request 4, 5 requests are there, right? Let me see first, are you able to guys hear me or not? Okay. Okay, you guys are able to hear me, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what I was saying, now there are 5 requests, like request 1, request 2, request 3, request 4, request 5. Each request will have one function with that, and that function is known as callback. And what happened once we are going to delegate this request one to the system, to the machines or our system, we will whatever the callback we have passed, we will keep this callback at one place, and that callback we will keep it in our JavaScript side only, in the Node.js. We will keep this callback in our Node.js only. We will keep this callback in our Node.js under queue. We simply say it queues. So slowly I am just moving towards the event loop. So just try to understand, just follow this link which I am trying to explain. Then slowly we will reach to the end. That's called event loop. So let me tell you again. On the blocking side, what happened? Each request is coming. We are creating one thread for that on the Java side, on the language side. Then that particular thread has to complete everything. Correct. Now, once this particular thread has been completed everything, now the next request will come there. And if we are doing multi-threading, see, we can do in Java and PHP, we can do multi-threading as well. But once we do the multi-threading, we have problem in thread concurrency. Like once all the result has come, now which thread is giving response first, which thread is not giving response first. That is some problem which we have with the Java. Correct. So that's what Node.js has changed whole paradigm. Node.js, what Node.js did, Node.js has divided this thing into two parts. One is collecting the request, second one is executing the request. Collecting the request is there where we are going to get all the requests at the same time. All the requests, see, I'm just adding one more thing here. All the requests will have one callback function with each request. Now these callback function will be put it into the queues. Till now, JavaScript path is here. After that, once this callback has been put into the queues, now we will delegate these requests to the systems or these POSIX async threads. And now, once these async threads are going to complete requests, now these responses will come back to those callback, which we have in our JavaScript, which we have into our queues. And once we have these result in queues, now we can easily fetch these result and then present it to the client side. That's what it is happening here. That's why people have started moving towards the Node.js, because at the same time, Node.js can handle more than like lot of requests. Let me show you one data which I had. Yeah, you can see the data here. In the PHP, at the number of requests per second, they are only taking 3,187. If we are talking about the Apache server, it is taking 29, like these number. And you can see here in 1 second under Node.js, this is very old figures. I think I was like in 2018, I have written these things. Right now, it will be little bigger more than that. So this is the differences. It's happening here, correct? So let me see if you guys have any queries here. Shivam was saying, didn't get the blocking and non-blocking part. Shivam, are you still facing the problem to understand it? Okay. Okay, great. So Vikas is saying he is also facing some problem. Okay, let me repeat it, no problem. Let me now create a slide here and let me try to draw something. Let's see, let's make things from there, okay? Okay, looks good. Okay, now, see, first we will, so let me create 2-3 things here, okay? So let me create the JavaScript part, and then let me create the system part. So system part is simple. Let's see. This is our. Let me select the pen first. Yeah, we are good now. So yeah, we can see here that we can say that this is our machine or the system. Correct? We can say this is our machine, which has some of the POSIX thread, which do the asynchronous network call on our system. Node.js is not doing anything here. Correct. Now we will say that we'll say that multiple requests are coming to us. So now there is one call stack comes into the picture. In JavaScript, we put everything inside the callback. So call stack, sorry, call stack. We put everything inside the call stack here. Correct. Like if we are having two functions, like function ABC, and let's create a small example and understand the callback as well very quickly. Like if we have two function here, like ABC, and it is just returning console.log. Correct? You can say console.log ABC. And there is another same copied function with name ABC2. And now we are going to run this JavaScript file. So now in the call stack, first ABC will come like this, ABC. Then this is stack, and stack takes everything from the like the top, like whatever is comes, it will go to the bottom, right? So now it will take ABC, correct? Now ABC2 will come, correct? Now we will execute the ABC, then we will execute the ABC2, correct? We can say that this is task 1 and this is task 2, correct? So this is the purpose of call stack only. The things will execute in this way, correct? Let's take the razor and clean this one. So this is just for understanding the call stack. What the purpose of call stack? Call stack is just for keeping all the functions and whatever is happening in the Node.js applications, we will have the callback there. Correct? So let's quickly clear this one also. Everything will be moved into the call stack whenever we are running into a JavaScript application. Correct? This is the call stack part. Okay. Let me select the pen again. Correct. Now, whenever we are having things in the call stack, now there is, like as we saw on that, there is multiple requests are coming to us, like request 1, request 2, request 3 at the same time. Correct? Now we have seen that these are some of the things which JavaScript cannot do that, because now these are network call. So we need to pass these network call to the system. This is our system here. We need to pass these requests to the system, because JavaScript has designed themselves in this way that there are some of the things like which JavaScript cannot directly do that, like some of the like timer APIs, like set timeout and set immediate. These things JavaScript cannot do. These are browser things, browser APIs. So in the similar way, network call JavaScript cannot make. That's why JavaScript will pass these requests to the systems. Before passing these requests to the system, what it will do, it will pass these things to the queues. There are multiple queues. Like I'm just creating like this. There could be multiple queues, like timer queue, input output calls, network, or like set process.next state, like this. There are multiple queues are there. Correct? And now these requests are the network call. So now we will keep these requests, we will move these requests to the network one. And network one will have their own one queues, like this. And now this request will come here, request 1, request 2, request 3. And now in this request, only we will have their callback function. I told you, right? So now let me show you how the callback function also looks like. Like we can say that this is request 1. It will have one callback function. This is the function. This is the callback. Like we are just giving the name callback to this. And this function will have one data like parameters. Let me just use the little bit better, because it's taking a lot of place to clear it here. So let me just write it a little bit better here. 1 minute, guys. Yeah. So we can say that this is our request 1. It has the callback, and callback is always one function. So this is our call function, and I'm just giving the callback name is a call, and it will have 2 things: data, then error. Correct? Now in this data and this particular part, the callback will be stored here in these queues. Okay, guys, these callback will be stored here, And now we will pass these network requests to the POSIX thread, the system level thread. Now once we got received this error, there is one more queue called callback queue. Callback queue. Once we got back these responses will come back here. Response 1, response 2, response 3. And now in the middle of these three, there is one more thing called event loop. That name is event loop. And what this event loop does, this is a loop, and this is the like continuously running loop. It does not stop. And what the purpose of event loop? Like a lot of places, people ask, what is event loop? It's just simple purpose of event loop is it just continuously check the call stack. It continuously checks the call stack, and if call stack is empty, it just take things from the callback queue and put it into the call stack. Because at the end, everything execute in the call stack only, right? JavaScript, everything runs into the call stack. That's why JavaScript single threaded. There is one call stack and everything runs under this. If first time request also comes into the call stack. Now from there, we move that request to the queues, which we have multiple queues. Then we move that particular request to the downstream calls, like the system level calls. And once we got back the response, now we have to come back again to call stack to execute that particular response. That's why we have the callback queue. And the purpose of event loop is very simple. Its purpose is check the call stack, and if call stack is empty, took things from the callback queue and put it there. Now one by one, once see now this once we have moved these requests from the callback to the event loop, these requests will be gone from here. Correct? Once we have done the first step, these requests will be moved from here to this places, like the network call, then from here to here, then here, right? Now once these requests has been executed successfully, now the callback, now the call, you can see the event loop will see that call stack is empty. Now it will start taking one by one responses from here. It will take first the response 1, then take the response 2, then take the response 3. And now these responses are already available. Now we can simply finish that particular request and then send back the response to the client. This is how the structure happened. I'm sure this is a little bit complicated. You guys won't be understand it at the first time. Event loop is a little bit complicated concept, but it's very easy first to understand what is call stack, what is callback queue. And when you understand these two things, you just need to understand event loop purpose is to check that call stack is empty. And if call stack is empty, take things from the callback queue and put it into the call stack. That's the purpose of the event loop. Correct? Let me show you guys this. Like, let me know first, you guys understood this concept or not? Let me do do we have the poll for this? No, right? Okay, so you guys can tell me in the chat. Vishal is saying not completely, but getting it. Okay. What about other people? Okay, Nitish is saying, please repeat it. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me see if in the slide, I have something for the event loop as well. So let's see if we can understood from there. Yeah. Let me, 1 minute, guys. So let me share my screen and let's try to understand one. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. Okay. So now let's see this. Let's try to understand this one also. What is happening here? Correct. So see, once again, let me try to tell you guys that the purpose of event loop is very simple. And the purpose is, see, when we have the call stack and when we have the callback queue. So the purpose of event loop is simply check the call stack. And if there is nothing, then take the things from callback queue and put it there. Okay. This is a simple purpose of event loop. Let me, I have one blog for you guys. Let me share that blog and we can understand from there. Yeah. Okay. I think, yeah, this one will be great for us. Do you guys can see my screen, right? Let me know in the chat. Okay, great. Okay, so see, this is the example which they have taken. There is one function which is going to take like a lot of time, right? And at the end, we are going to print the console.log message, correct? So you can see that there is, and see how they have put it. This is one console. They are calling the task function here, and then we are calling the done here, correct? I think you guys will already be aware of that. The first thing what will be printed here. First thing will be printed as a start script. Then the call and API will go, and then whatever message we are passing, that message will be called, and then will be done will be called. So how this is happening, you can see there. There is one call stack where first time main function will go, which is like all JavaScript will start with the main function, we can understand, correct? And then we can see the next line who is going to call, that is called this line, console.log. So that's what is happening. See, main line, then console.log, correct? Then we are going to call the task. Now you guys will be aware of, like, we guys are already aware of the JavaScript. So whenever we are writing any function that didn't get any of the executed at the same time, where they will only be executed once we are calling back. So it means JavaScript will only start from this line, correct? So that's why on the call stack, first the main will go, then the after the main, because main is the one who is going to start the thread. So that's why main we are saying that it's a main who is going to once we are going to run this file, once the main will start, correct? So main is the one who is going to start this file. Then after that, what is the next line which is going to execute? That is the console.log, this one. Third one, the task. This is the method which we have assigned it. Fourth one, this one. So that's what is happening here. See, the main, task, console.log. Now our file is completed. Now the call stack will start executing everything one by one. So first it will print console.log, correct? Then it will go for the task. And inside the task, there is one more console.log. After that, this much time. Till this much time, this is blocked. This particular line cannot be accessed. You guys are aware of this. This is called synchronous behavior, because now till that this function will be executed, we cannot go back to the next line. This is the synchronous behavior where we cannot go for the next line, correct? So that's what is happening. Till task has been called, we cannot go for the next line. Once the task has been finished, we will go for the next console.log, which is the last one, the done. And once we completed a done, now we will end our main one, correct? So have you guys understood this part, the call stack? Let me see in the chat. Sure, I will pass this blog link in the comment as well. So Sarad is saying, so basically Node.js help the JavaScript to work as asynchronously. So see, again, no, JavaScript already work asynchronously. If you talk about the simple JavaScript, it already works asynchronously. It already has the callback function. Node.js doesn't help in any of the things. Node.js, it's just a simple runtime environment which helps JavaScript to run. So JavaScript already has these features. That's what I was trying to tell you guys here. That's what the Rayan Dell has seen this behavior of Node.js, that it is doing these things. In the V8, he has observed these things. Then it has introduced the event loop, and then he has he has used the POSIX thread, which is already in the system, and it has bring all the things at one place in the Node.js. So we can say that, see, in the JavaScript also, you already have the set timeout, right? It's a JavaScript. It set timeout is already asynchronous behavior. Yes, it works. Yes, that's the right answer. So JavaScript work on both ways, synchronous and asynchronous. It simply run on a synchronous, but there are some of the functionalities which JavaScript provided which runs asynchronously. And how they run asynchronously? Because uh, JavaScript uses event-based architecture. Very one more thing about the Node.js or Node.js you have to remember. Node.js, see, some of the things which you need to remember first. I think you should first revise them. First thing, Node.js is open source. Second, it's a runtime environment for JavaScript. Third, it uses V8 Chrome engine. Four, it is asynchronous. And fifth one is it uses event-based architecture, event-based paradigm, which recently Java and PHP also has started. And what is event-based architecture? Event-based architecture is very simple. It's not only for the Node.js. Anyone can use the event-based architecture. And the event-based architecture is there is one producer and there is another subscriber. Like, so if somebody is going to produce something, there would be someone who is going to consume it. That's all simple, the event-based architecture. If you are going to do anything, there will be someone who is going to subscribe it or use it. That's what the event-based architecture. Simple. If you take this simple example, in the websites, like if you talk about the web pages, if we are going to click any button, we want to do some operations, right? So what is click there? Click is event. If you guys are already aware of JavaScript, web APIs, so created a web page, then JavaScript already has a lot of events, right? Like click event, and there are some more events are like double click is also there, and I'm not getting the right name right now, but there are, yes, hover is there, and click move directions. These are some of the events. And what we generally do whenever somebody is click this event, there would be some functions who is going to do some of the things after these events. So that's called the event-based architecture. If somebody is going to produce something, yes, on change is also there. If somebody is going to produce something, there should be someone who is going to consume it. So that's what the event-based architecture is. That's what JavaScript is already following these things, and that's the same structure they have done. They have used in the Node.js as well. Whenever somebody is coming, whenever some request is coming to us, that request they are considering it as an event. That request they are considering it as an event. Now once that event has come, now this event will have one consumer as well, and that consumer is called callback function. So once somebody will trigger this event, once somebody will make the request, there will always be one callback function, or there will always be one subscriber or consumer. So that's what the event-based architecture Node.js follows. Whenever some request is coming, always it will has one callback function or subscriber. And once that event will do things like execute everything in the database or whatever network call is there. Once that request will be completed, then again the same event will be triggered for the callback which we had, and then that event will go back to the server side. So that's what the Node.js generally do that. It has both the JavaScript has both the things, asynchronous and synchronous, and they uses the event-based architecture. So 5 things we have discussed about the Node.js. So you guys should be remembering that. Let me come back to the picture again, that topic which we were discussing in that blog. Yeah. So we have clear about the callback. everything, whatever we run in the JavaScript, that that goes into the call stack. Okay, and as you can see, that simple one write console.log will also create one task in the call stack. We are clear there, right? Let's talk about further. Now they are saying about now they are talking about the callback as well. What is the callback? Correct. So this is again the first line. Right now we are not talking about the Node.js anything. We are just simply discussing the JavaScript. Okay, guys. So this is simple JavaScript till now. JavaScript already has set timeout, right? You can simply write a set timeout in browsers as well. So now this is the set timeout and this is the callback. You can see this is the callback. So set timeout is an event and this callback is in consumer. Once the set timeout will be completing the 1000 milliseconds, this callback will be triggered automatically. Correct? So that's why whenever like if you have the left click event or the hover event, automatically the callback or the method which you have defined with that event will automatically triggered. That same happen here as well. Set timeout is an event here, and that particular event once will be completing the cycle of 1000 milliseconds. This particular function will automatically called. Now we'll see how these things are happening in the JavaScript structure. So let's see. Yeah, here you can see there. This is the heap. See, in the JavaScript runtime, we have two things: call stack and heap. So just avoid the heap part. Heap part just simply keep all the memories, like whatever the variables you are declaring, whatever the spaces it is taking for variables or like curly braces. So just avoid the heap part. It's just for memory part. Nothing like logical is happening there. We'll later talk about the heap. So just you can remember in the JavaScript runtime, two things are there: heap and call stack. Heap is just for keeping the variables. It's just the memory part. Nothing like logical thing happening there. Just for keeping the storage. It's just the storage part. Call stack is the one where things are happening continuously. So here you can see is the main function. I think it has missed the console.log, but yeah, you can understand after the main console.log will come, and after the console.log set timeout will come. Correct? No. Actually, yes. One more thing, I just missed it out. Whenever we are having these type of methods like asynchronous methods, it happens only in JavaScript, not in the Node.js. So in the JavaScript, what happened whenever like set timeout and set immediate process.next tick, these are some of the browsers method. As you can see here, these are the browsers method, right? And these browser methods, whenever we see these things in our code, the JavaScript compiler automatically fetch first these things, because these things are not going to be executed suddenly, like synchronously. These things are not going to be executed synchronously. These requests are asynchronously. That's why in the call stack you can see first they have taken the set timeout, and then they have moved this thing to the queues, which is the timer queue. Correct? They have moved that into the timer queue. And now this timer queue, see, this is not the network call, so we will not send this part to the network. See, on the earlier slide, when I was showing you, that there was one network call, and that network call was going to the system level. But in the timer case, there is no need for any system level call. Because in the timer we just need to wait for some seconds, and then we need to again trigger the callback method for that. So that's why here we can see it didn't went for any thread pool. It just simply went for the task here. It just assigned. Now this set timeout will leave the call stack for the next thing. So next thing console.log has come. Correct? Now here we can see this console.log are coming here. Correct? Now once this task has been completed, now I have told you, right, there is two things: call stack and callback queue. So these callback will all like whatever things are going out of call stack, it will always come to the callback queue. First, it will always come back to the callback queue, then it will go to the call stack. See, three things. One thing you have to remember here: whenever any asynchronous call is coming to us, some of the so like first question you can ask: how can we understand that this is the synchronous call or asynchronous call? So in asynchronous call, we have already defined some of the things like the browser APIs, like set timeout, set immediate, process not that next. These are already defined as a asynchronous call. After that, if we want to make some of the things to asynchronous in Node.js, we use async await. Or there is one more thing is there. Right now I'm just not getting the name. There's one more thing I will just let you guys know about it later. But yeah, right now we are using async and await to make any of the function call to asynchronous. You can see in this example, set timeout is asynchronous, console.log is synchronous. Correct? This is synchronous call. We do not need to take, these things will not leave the call stack. These things will not leave the call stack of JavaScript engine. But set timeout, any asynchronous call will leave the call stack and move it to the respective queue. These are the respective queues here, right? Whatever action it needed. And then these asynchronous call will come back to the callback queue. And then these from the callback queue, event loop will come into the picture and it will check if call stack is empty, then take the first thing from the callback queue and put it into the call stack. That's what, see, you can see once the once the like whatever time we have defined, the time has been passed, this thing will come into the callback queue. And now console.log is there. It will not, event loop will not pass this thing to here. First console.log will be completed, then this particular task will be completed, then this particular task will come. So that's why you can see here the start script has come, the first console.log, then the second console.log done come, then the third console.log come, which is the downloader file. So this is happen. This is the way how the Node.js is working and taking multiple requests. So how that happen? Once the multiple request is coming, everything every time it is leaving the call stack and going into these places in the queues. And in the like if it is a network call, it will go into the further to the OS level. And once this call has been completed, they will come back to the callback queue. And now from callback queue, they will go to the call stack. So this is the simple flow which happen here. Correct? So let me draw that flow again in front of you. Let me add a new slide here. So you guys, it will make very clear to you. See, anytime task / asynchronous request. Okay, these all goes first to the call stack. This is our call stack. All things goes to the call stack. And from the call stack, all the asynchronous call move to the system level APIs or queue. System level APIs / queue. Correct? Then this is the system level part. Correct? Here the system level things happen. And then from here, everything comes to the callback queue. Callback queue. Because I have already told you that this is the event-based architecture. Every asynchronous request will have the callback. And every asynchronous thing is an event. Okay. So once that event will be completed, then the respective callback will be executed. And that callback will come into this callback queue. Now this callback queue will be interacting with event loop. And this event loop purpose is very simple. Check if call stack is empty, then take things from callback queue and put it into the call stack and then execute that part. So this is a simple flow, guys. Let me know if you guys have any question in any of the stages here. I can repeat that particular stage. Yeah. Okay. So see, system API part. Let's see about the system API also. So in the system API, there are multiple phases. These are also like number of queues here. There are also number of queues exist. Okay. Like earlier we were seeing that timer part. So whenever somebody is making the set timeout request, that will go into the timer queue. There is different queue. that particular request will go into the timer queue, and in the timer queue, as we have decided that we have to wait for 1 minute. So now for 1 minute, that particular callback will wait here. Correct. Once the 1 minute has been completed, now this callback, this particular callback will move to the callback queue. Now in this callback queue, it will wait until event loop picks it. When event loop picks it, event loop will pick only when the call stack is empty. Once the call stack is empty, event loop will pick this particular request and this particular callback, and then put it into the call stack, and then particular call stack will be running there. Okay, guys, and this thing only happen for the asynchronous request, not for the synchronous request. Synchronous requests just are very simple methods like functions which are doing the calculation there, like multiplication, array like iteration, object creation. These things are happening in the call stack. Very simple functions. Ekta was saying, so sir, system API deals with input output operation, set time of stuff, right? Yes, that's true. All the asynchronous things happens on the system APIs, like the timer, like the input output. Like if you want to read the files, right? Files is also asynchronous operation. So you can read the files on two ways, like synchronously as well asynchronously. So, but you have to explicitly define. By default, it goes for asynchronously, but in the Node.js, you can define also synchronously, that you want to read all the files first, then want to do anything next. So there are ways in the things, but yes, the answer is for your question, Ekta, that everything which is happening asynchronously, it's happening on these places, system APIs. And once that thing is happened properly, then it move back to the callback queue. And then from the callback queue, it moved back to the call stack. That's how JavaScript or Node.js works. Very simple architecture. You guys need to visualize these things. Like once anything and is like any request or any task is coming in the JavaScript, there's first the JavaScript engine stand in the front of that, and that JavaScript engine, what it is doing, it is having two parts: heap and call stack. Correct. All the things which are synchronous will stay on the call stack, and all the asynchronous thing will be moved back to the system level queues. Correct. Now now after that, system level queues are already doing their own things. Whatever stay in the call stack, that will run. And once the call stack is empty, and now the system level things are also completed. Once the system level things are completed, they will move back to the callback queue. And now the event loop will pick things from the callback queue to the call stack. Very simple. Four things are coming to the picture if I see the big picture. One is the callback, second is the second system level calls, third is the callback queue, fourth is the event queue. Right? So Sarath was asking, so async request print in last every time. It cannot print before sync request. That's right, actually. There could be some say. No, actually, it will not. It will not actually, because all the synchronous requests will always stay in the call stack, and all the things which are staying in the call stack, they needs to be executed first. Then the things from the callback queue will be executed. So that's correct statement, that all the synchronous things will be executed before the asynchronous request. And see, the purpose of asynchronous request is that only. We do not want the response like immediately. If we want the response immediately, why would we make the set timeout there? We want the response after 1 minute, right? So that's why we see the purpose of asynchronous is very simple. We do not asynchronous means we do not want to we do not want any result immediately. You just give me the promise that you will come. Yes, yes. Earlier I was saying, right, something I was missing. If you want to make something asynchronously, apart from async and await, that's called promises. I will explain you guys about the promises also in the Node.js. So what is the meaning of promise? In the simple words, if you are promising to someone that I am promising you I will do that thing at 4 o'clock. So it means you do not want to do it now. You want to do it after 4 o'clock. That's the asynchronous means. So it, like, if you are making anything as a asynchronous, you are promising someone, I am going to delaying this result. That's why you are going to use the that's why you are going to use the asynchronous way. Otherwise, you will make the synchronous request if you want the result immediately. Correct? So that's the difference between the asynchronous and synchronous. And JavaScript and Node.js provide you both things, synchronous and asynchronous as well. It totally depend on your use case and how it does the asynchronous request, how it handle asynchronous request. I have showed you. Once the asynchronous request arrived in the call stack, everything arrived in the call stack. See, everyone here, I know you guys are already totally new, so that's why just try to understand these things. Everything arrived in the call stack. Okay, synchronous or asynchronous. Now we are clear about the synchronous and asynchronous first. Let me first know. Let me first ask you guys: are we clear about synchronous and asynchronous? Okay, now we are clear about the asynchronous and synchronous first. Okay, now great. Now we are clear about the synchronous and asynchronous. Take. Okay, now every synchronous things, every synchronous and asynchronous, both things will come into the call stack. Okay, and call stack reside into the one more thing I am adding to you guys. Call stack reside into the V8 engine. Okay, so now call everything will come into the call stack. Now what will happen? All the asynchronous things will be moved out from the call stack to the system level APIs. There, and in that system level APIs there could be multiple things like the timer one, there could be input output call, there could be process.time next byte, like a lot of things JavaScript or Node.js has provided to you, like socket request could be there, real-time streaming server could be there where continuously different events are coming. So a lot of places, a lot of things has they have given you in the system level, and they are using it in the different queues. So all the system level things go there, all the asynchronous call go to the system level things. Okay, now once these requests are going, now these requests are parallelly executing in the system. Now in the call stack, all the synchronous things are running there. Yes. Now somebody is asking what will happen with the synchronous call. That's right. All the asynchronous call will be removed from the call stack to the system level API. Now the system level threads are doing the things there. In meanwhile, all the synchronous call now will be executing one by one. The things are happening there on the system level. Now the JavaScript thread, which is single thread, that particular thread will do the things in the call stack. Whatever is remained in the call stack, all the synchronous call will be executed in the call stack. Okay, now that JavaScript single thread, when it will be like making all the like completing all the requests, now call stack will be empty. Correct? Now the call stack will be empty. Once the call stack is empty, now event loop is there on the downside. That event loop continuously check for the callback queue. That is there anything in the callback queue? Can you guys hear me? Okay, I think I just got stuck somewhere because okay, I'm not sure like I dropped it or not, but let me say one thing. Like I was answering the Subham question, what will happen with synchronous call? So once our system is handling all the asynchronous things, at the same time the JavaScript thread will take care of all the call stack part, because the JavaScript thread is not doing the asynchronous callback. It has just delegated. It has just passed all those things to the system level APIs, right? And now the JavaScript is completing all the call stack stuff. Once the call stack stuff is completed, now the event loop is the down there, which is checking continuously. If the call stack is empty, let me pick something from the callback queue. And now in the callback queue, only things will come when all these things, like whatever the conditions are there, all those things are completed, then they will automatically move to the callback queue. Like right now, it's a set timeout. And set timeout, we have given timeout as a 1 minute. So after 1 minute, that particular callback will come to the callback queue. Like if you talk about the network call, there is a database call at the end. So like we want to fetch some of the products, right? So that whatever time that particular request is taking, let them take. And once that particular request has fetched the things from there, that particular data will come back to the callback queue. And then if there is nothing in the call stack, we will pick things from the callback queue and put it into the call stack. So that guys, that's the flow which is happening there. Let me paste this block with you guys. Let me paste some of the blocks with you, which I think you guys should read about it. And there is one YouTube video as well where they are explaining the event loop virtually. Like there is one YouTube video. Let me search for you guys quickly. Yeah, yeah. So watch these two things, and I think you will be very clear about the event loop. Okay, so like this is very common question which has been asked in the interview. What is event loop? So the simple answer is you need to remember two things there: call stack and callback queue. And you need to tell to the recruiters or the interviewer that the event loop purpose is very simple. It just continuously check the call stack is empty or not. If call stack is empty, pick the things from the callback queue and put it into the call stack. That's the very simple answer. You do not need to give any other answer for the event loop. It's an event loop. It's a continuous loop which continuously checks the call stack. And if call stack is empty, pick things from the callback queue and put it into the call stack. So are we clear, guys, about the event loop part? I think there is one hand raised by Ekta. So Ekta, do you have any queries? Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay, okay. I thought I just again got stuck. Okay, guys. So like today, let me just revise whatever the things we have read. So you guys can just make the link because it definitely helps once you are doing the interview or anything, right? Somebody is asking to you what is Node.js or anything. So you can just simply give the answer in that way. Like the Node.js is open source, right? It provides runtime environment for JavaScript, correct? It uses Google Chrome V8 engine. Third thing. Fourth, it follows event-based architecture. Fifth, it has non-blocking input-output operation because you can see the non-blocking is there because it follows the event-based architecture and it follows the asynchronous approach. Okay, it has the non-blocking input-output, and there is one more benefit which I haven't told you with the Node.js is that before 2009, what developer has to do, they have to design front end like the UI side on the JavaScript or in the HTML5. Now on the backend side, they need some other language like Java, PHP, .NET, Ruby on Rails. So now the companies has to hire two-person. One is who is working on the front end, and second one who is working on the back end. But after coming the Node.js, the same person can work on both sides because both sides now we can use the JavaScript on the front end side as well and on the back end side as well. So that's why now the same person can work on both sides, on the front end side as well as on the back end side. That's the second reason why companies and everyone has started choosing Node.js. First reason was the non-blocking because Java and PHP was following the multi-threading approach. And the second reason is that the company was giving more cost to hire one front-end developer and the second one as a back-end developer. So the reason for Node.js getting that much popularity, I would say that these are two big reasons. That's why mostly company and organization has started looking towards the Node.js. Okay, guys. So I think that's all we can today discuss about the Node.js and about the theoretical. Let me know if you guys have any of the doubts in like whatever we discussed till now. Any of the things which you think I should talk right now. Okay. Thank you, Ekta. What about others? Anything you think like that was not clear today? Yeah, definitely. Yes. Yes, Parag, you are right. That's why Ryan said that we are doing wrong. Not that thing. A single guy can do both. Friend. No, no. He has said the first thing that we are doing it wrong. He talked about the first thing that we are doing right, wrong. Yeah, yeah, Nilanjan. Yeah, yeah. Just watch that thing, and we can discuss about it yesterday, tomorrow again. So yeah, Sarad was saying async and multi-thread difference. See, in the multi-thread, as you have seen that we are going to create multiple threads, right? But in the asynchronous, we are going to use the event-based approach. So that's the big difference, right? In the multi-thread, you have to track that particular thread, and then you have to like make all the thread at one level. Like you have to do concurrency, right? But in the async, you just need to create the event-based architecture. Like you can have multiple requests at the same time, and then you can attach with all the requests one callback. And once that event is successful, you can just look for that callback. There is no need to like thread resolving and thread concurrency level doing needed here. That's the difference. Like let me think about some differences in the real time example as well, and then I can tell you more about this, like the better example in the real time about the difference between the async and multi-thread. Okay, sir. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I think tomorrow when we will connect, so I would like you guys to first watch these videos and recordings. And what are the four things I told you? Start looking into that would be sure, sure, Ekta. We will discuss about that as well. Async versus multi-thread. Yes, yes. Next class would be on the Wednesday. Correct. Uh, so as I was saying, so it's like try to spend tomorrow to watch the recording, which I watch the recording, which I think this recording will also be there. If you guys didn't understand any of the things, you can watch it again, or also the blogs which I share and the YouTube recording. Try to watch that as well. And I have given you the name of Rayan Dell as well. So just try to find it. Like 45-minute video is there. Once you will see all these three things, I think everything will be clear. Then we can easily move to the coding part. Once like this theoretical part will be done, then we can move into the coding part. Okay, guys. Yes, that's true. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good night. We will talk soon. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye. Yes, Niranjan. Node.js needs to be installed, right? Thank you, Ankit. Thanks, Sarad. Okay, guys. Hope to see you soon on Wednesday. Yeah. Bye bye.